Welcome to the bold analysis. My inbox is full of this. I have seen this disturbing video. I've been sent this video by more than 7 subscribers, more than 7 viewers here. I think almost getting to 10, asking me my opinion about a video here. I want us to look at that video, but first let me introduce a new challenge. I know we've always done challenge to support others, but I want us to do a challenge to bring subscribers. So the challenge here is 50 subscribers a day. So you're targeting 50. Now the best way to achieve it is just to realize before you continue watching this video, click the notification bell and the subscription button so that you find out have you subscribed, and through that you'll be receiving updates from the bold. So we are doing 50 subscribers challenge a day. At least by that we'll be in a position to just bring. I know we have many viewers that have not yet subscribed. Now this is the video that I want us to analyze. I want you to pay attention to this video. It is a video that has really been trending for better part of the day, of where some fellows are really doing some very shocking acts there. And there are some two, I want you to pay attention to these 2 items in that video. Someone is giving some youths some money and a panga. And so I just want you to pay attention to 2 things. One is money, donation. Number 2 is the presence of panga. Now, before you even explain about these 2 items there, if you check that video, it's half video. So first it's taken by a phone. It's a half video. Kwamba, the person who was taking the video was just making sure that he wants you to see those 2 actions. He wants you, the viewer, to see the panga and to see people being given money, and also to make sure that people's faces are not seen. That's number 1. Number 2, just with that observation, the fact that the way that video has been taken, it is very clear that that is a scripted video with the intention of making sure that the faces are hidden. So the whole thing was choreographed. Now, you may need to ask these questions. So I know there's been a public discussion on whose side or who sponsored it, who's giving that money. Is that video, the bottom line here is someone choreographed that video. So the bottom line, the question was, is it government or is it Azimio side? That question is what we are going to answer here, and we're going to answer it directly by making these observations. So by analyzing it this way. Let's start here. If Azimio la Umoja wants people to protest, and the intention is to get more people in the streets, let's just get it. The intention is to bring more people in the streets, because the more people in the street, they will be able to show the government that the Kenyan people are crying. That is the intention of Azimio la Umoja. So you're going to ask that question. You're just going to try to answer it. Does that video cause fear? Okay, let me make it. The government, Azimio wants people to come out in large numbers. The government side wants things to go as usual, the turnout to be low, so that people, the protest does not get light. So if, just in light of that objective, what objective that video play, what does it bring? Does it cause fear or does it bring people out? My answer is very clear, that video causes fear. Now, between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza. Who wants fear? That is the first observation, or that is the first criteria I want us to look at. So you will just get into that. Number 2 is this. So this is not the first time that Azimio is doing protests. And the first protest was, of course, we saw people coming out. And since these protests started, I don't think we've seen areas where people are hacked by pangas. We've not seen those videos. We've not had those scenes. And we're not praying. We don't even want to think about such scenes being there. But after the first protest, the question was this. We lost 23 protesters. Then the civil society, human rights organizations were asking, is it protesters killing protesters, or is it the security officers killing protesters? The big question, rather the big answer was that protesters die because of confrontation with the police. I know that maybe there is also a situation where there can be a confrontation between protesters, but I don't think we've had such a situation. Maybe a stray stone of a protester hitting another person, but that is also very unlikely. Majority of those who allegedly have suffered, or rather perished on last protest, suffered bullet. So, what does this video come to achieve? It actually shows a picture of a situation where there are some civilians turning against civilians. You know, have we had that? Not now. We've not had such. So you can make another interpretation. Very clear. Let's just get it this way. If someone is giving money, then is it supposed to show who wants? Why would Azimio want to show that they're giving people money? Okay. If it is Azimio that sponsored it, then why would Azimio team, think tank, wants to show the country that they are giving people money? The only person that would want to show Kenyans that someone is giving money is government, because they've always insisted that Uhuru is funding protests. So that video comes with a package. It validates a narrative that people are being given money. Haven't you seen MPs shouting in press briefings that there's some paper trail on how people are receiving money? So if you check out Azimio la Umoja and Kenya Kwanza, who would want to show that people are being given money? You know? And if the intention is to cause violence, that's also another point. If the intention is to cause violence, does Azimio la Umoja have the potential of organizing violence with the high-level intelligence on ground? Now, let me just face it clearly. That video is being leaked out, choreographed, and scripted selfishly, and for lack of a better word, stupidly, to achieve some two objectives. Number one, someone wants to show evidence, or rather to create this narrative that Uhuru is funding protests. What's on government side, on those who have been saying that Uhuru is funding, if they watch that video, they're going to share that video. They can share that video and say that, look here, aren't you seeing young people being funded, given money, and given bankers? So if you ask me, that is the first objective. The second objective of that video here is, it is building Mungiki narrative. You know, let's be honest. Largely, what has been going on I think even Azimio la Umoja were telling the protesters to carry Sufuria movement. At some instant, confrontation between the police has been engaging the stones. People who come from my place use the stones. I've always been seeing that. If you check those videos, that has been there. We've never seen pangas. The panga tattoo was largely associated by that ex-militia group. I am not going to be shocked if tomorrow or a day after tomorrow, a leader will come and say that people are being given pangas and that is a depiction of revival of the Mungiki. I will not be shocked when I see that, because that could be the intention. And the reason why, lastly, I do believe that that video is very suspicious, and is very suspicious in terms of that the person behind it is this. It was shared, I saw it in WhatsApp groups, and I've been seeing it, people sharing it with me here. And so I questioned if it was posted in some Facebook or Twitter page, if this video emerged from somewhere. And the way it is very frightening, do you think it should take the police or the intelligence less than 2 hours to apprehend people in that video? Do you think not? To one point or the other, they can trail what's happening there. That's number one. If that video is from some Azimio sources, as people may want to imagine, then I'm so sure that there is no Raila Odinga there. There is no Junet there. It's maybe some few people around. One of the things that government is doing, I do believe, is to plant intelligence in the Azimio camp. And they are very suspicious in terms of what they can even do. What I only mean here is, Azimio will not have the liberty to see loopholes of executing such a heinous thing without them being nabbed by government. I don't see it. I don't see it. And that's clearly, I do believe that people behind it should actually bear the responsibility. I really hope it is just to create fear, but not to hear stories of people really, those weapons being used. I don't think that's what this country really wants.